If you own stocks, there is a strategy that you can use to get paid while waiting to sell your shares at a higher price. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how the covered call strategy works, how to pick a strike price and expiration, and how to manage the trade. The first component of a covered call is owning 100 shares of stock. The second component is selling one call option against the shares that you own. When you sell this call option, you collect cash in your account right away. Let's walk through a simple visualization to see how this strategy can work out. Let's say I bought 100 shares of stock at $150 a share, and then I sell a call option at a strike price of $165 for $5, and I collect $500 cash into my account right away. When I sell this call option, I am obligated to sell my shares at $165 if the stock price is above $165 when the call option expires. Let's look at a few potential outcomes for the stock price. The first outcome is that the stock price goes up, but is below $165 at expiration. In this scenario, we will make money on the shares since the stock price went up, and we'll also make the full $500 on the call that we sold. The second outcome is that the stock price goes down. In this case, we will lose money on the shares, but we will make money on the call option since again the stock price is below that strike price of $165, and we will make the full $500 on that option. The third scenario you can encounter is that the stock price goes way higher and is above $165 at expiration. In this case, we will still keep this $500 that we collected initially, but in this scenario, we will have to sell our shares of stock at $165 if we hold this position through the call's expiration date, which is a total profit of $1,500 on the shares, plus the $500 that we collected on the call. So our total profit on this position would be $2,000. Let me plug our example into the covered call calculator on projectoption.com. The stock's at $150. We're selling the $165 call for $5 with 60 days to expiration. So if I scroll down, I can see the payoff diagram. Every possible outcome for this covered call is on this chart. One of the key things to note here is the difference between the covered call position and simply buying and holding shares of stock. On the downside, the covered call always does better because we're collecting that call premium and it cushions our losses on the shares if the stock price falls. If the stock price drops to $135, the shares alone are down $1,500, while the covered call in this example is down only $1,000. That $500 premium collected from the call option cushions the losses, but on the upside, the covered call caps out. If the stock price goes to $190, the shares are up $4,000, but the covered call is capped at a profit of $2,000. Another way to think about the call premium is like a custom dividend on the shares. Let me show you a quick real-world example. With Netflix at $98.37 and 42 days to expiration, if I sell the 120 call, that's 22% above the current stock price, and I collect $46. That's only about a 0.5% return in 42 days, but if you annualize that, it's over 4%. And Netflix would have to rally 22% in the next 42 days before I'd have to sell my shares. And that's how you can think of the covered call as creating your own dividend with a very high probability of keeping your shares. So the best way to think about a covered call is that you're trading the unlimited upside on your shares for guaranteed income right now. You collect cash for selling the call option, and in exchange, you're agreeing to sell your shares at a predetermined price if the stock price goes above it. Now you might be wondering, if I want cash, why don't I just sell my shares? You could sell your shares, but then they're gone for sure. With a covered call, you can collect the cash, and there's also a good chance that you'll get to keep the shares. You only have to sell the shares if the stock price goes above your strike price at expiration. And there's a way to structure your trade so that there's a high probability of keeping your shares. And we'll cover exactly how to do that when we get to the strike price selection section. So how do you pick which call to sell? Here's the main trade-off. If we sell the 150 call, the same price as the stock, we collect $750, but we also have zero upside. Any increase in the stock price and we're going to have to sell at expiration. But if we go up to the 170 strike, we collect a lot less money, in this case $100, but now the stock price can run 13% before we'd have to sell. The main trade-off you're going to make is if you sell a lower strike price, you're going to collect more premium and therefore more cash in your account, but you're going to have less room for the stock price to run before you have to sell your shares at expiration. You also have to choose how far out to sell. I like to think about it in dollars per day. If I sell the 160 call expiring in 30 days, I collect $189, and if I divide that by 30, that's $10.90 per day. Now, if I sell the same 160 strike call but I go a year out, I collect $1,693, which is a lot more. But if we divide that by 365, that's only $4.63 per day. You could go further out in time and sell a higher strike price, like the 180 call with a year to go, for $1,035. There's more room for the stock price to run, but that's only $2.83 per day when we divide the cash collected by 365. So you're essentially balancing daily income against giving your stock price room to run before you have to sell. And this is why covered call traders will often target 30 to 60 days to expiration on their trades. So once you're in a covered call trade, you don't necessarily have to hold until expiration. There are ways that you can manage the trade. If enough time passes and the stock price has not increased meaningfully, then the call option that you sold is likely going to be trading for a price that's lower than you initially sold it for. And this presents you an opportunity to buy it back for a partial profit. I can quickly visualize how a call option's price loses value by using the theta decay calculator on projectoption.com. We've been using a stock price of 150 and a strike price of 165 and days to expiration set at 60. When I scroll down to the theta decay chart, we can see the theoretical value of this call option with each passing day. At 60 days to expiration, the option price is $2.62. If we sold this call option for $2.62, we would collect $262 into our account. But if the stock price continues to stay below the strike price, the call option will continue to lose value, and at expiration, it will be worth $0. But for an out-of-the-money call option, we can actually see that it loses most of its value before we hit expiration. At 15 days to expiration, the call has lost 90% of its original value. At a call price of 26 cents, I could buy back this call option and close it, and I would keep the difference between the cash I collected at entry and the cash I paid out to close the call. There's a third scenario that can happen, which is the stock price rips through your call that you sold. If you're interested in learning how to manage a covered call in that scenario, check out my video, How to Roll Covered Calls to Unlock More Upside.